are you here?
Well, I'm here to just support women and support women of every background, and especially because of the political climate that we're in. I think that's so important. The SLUT Walk has served as like a safe space for women to do what they want, dress how they want to, and I think that's so important. So that's why I'm here.
Are you a slut?
Yes, I am a slut.
What it means to be a slut?
It means like you're sexually liberated and you feel sexually liberated and you do what you want without feeling ashamed.
Meaning that you can have sex with as many men as possible?
Yeah.
Without feeling ashamed?
Yeah.
Do you think those guys would respect you?
If they do or they don't. Also, I wouldn't do that with anybody who doesn't respect me. And it's more about yourself. And if guys don't respect you, that's a guy problem. That's not your problem.
Are you a slut?
Yeah, hell yes.
How did you become a slut?
I think I was born a slut. I was always a slut from day one.
And what does it mean to be a slut to you?
It means to be proud of my sexuality and what I want. And it also means that I have game.
And you sleep with a lot of men?
Yeah.
How many have you slept with so far?
Oh, don't make me count. That's going to take a long time.
Wow.
Not a long time. I just have to count. But
Wow. Are you a slut?
I guess so.
You don't know for sure?
Sure, yeah.
You are a slut?
Sure.
You slept with a lot of men?
No.
Wow, these are interesting.
I know.
These questions are very interesting.
You slept with a lot of men?
Hi. No, but
But if she wanted to, she
I know. True.
You don't look like a slut. Are you here by accident?
What does this look like?
How so? Sluts look nasty? In what way?
Nasty.
That's nasty.
So, do your parents know you're a slut?
I don't know, dude. Like, sure, I guess not.
If they found out about you being a slut, how would you feel about that?
I think the way you're thinking of the word slut's like, I'm a slut because I'm sexually liberated and I have no shame in what I do. And if my parents know that I feel good about myself, that's good.
So you have slept with a lot of men already?
Not me, but if I wanted to, I could.
Why you haven't done it already? You think you're a slut?
I mean, I just don't feel the need to, or I just don't want to, but if I wanted to, I could.
If your parents found out you were a slut, would you be okay with that?
It doesn't matter to me because it's just knowing who you are and what you want. And so other people's opinions don't matter.
How about you? Would you want your parents to know you're a slut?
I mean, I guess I don't care. Like, it's just who I am. And, like, the way you dress doesn't mean that you're a slut or you're not. So, I don't...
So you're here accidentally. You just came with them, right? You didn't know where you were going.
Yeah.
A woman that sleeps with more than one man.
No, that's not what. I mean, here, being a slut, like I said, is being sexually liberated. You don't, maybe I haven't had sex with a man at all, but I could still be categorized as a slut because that's what Amber Rose has made this slut walk. You are sexually liberated. And
Who is Amber Rose?
Amber Rose, the creator of this slut walk.
I came down to talk. Do you believe in God?
So I think this has been fun.
Oh, just
No, I think
Is this why this is free?
Let's go.
do you believe in God?
Yeah.
Would he want you to be a slut?
I don't know.
She had to get up out of there.
I mean, I think that question is kind of irrelevant at this point. Somebody who is sexually liberated can believe in God and they can be connected spiritually with their God, whoever they think.
So you
So just to bring this out, this is Deuteronomy chapter 23, because she has said that well, first and foremost, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua HaKadosh. Double honors to Apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, which you go to be. As your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago, got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame of looking like heathens, who spirit bear witness that they're a child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world English calls Jehovah God. And the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshaya, Yahweh. And pretty much, this lesson is pretty much going into SLUT. You know what I'm saying, as you could tell. But I just want to make this point. You see how that Edomite, you know what I'm saying, or she could be a Jake, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much as soon as Jesse Lee, you know what I'm saying, as soon as he asks, well, if I got his name wrong, as soon as the guy asked, you know what I'm saying, do you believe in God, she had to get up out of there, you know, because and then you had Judite woman more than likely, you know what I'm saying, or she might be Northern Kingdom, you never know. She's over here trying to say that in order for you to be spiritually connected to the Lord wouldn't mind you being a slut, and that was her defense. So this is Deuteronomy 23, verse 17. It says, "There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel." You know what I'm saying? And when you go into that word whore, it's the word Quadasha. It's the Quadadada Shah Naha Quadasha, which means prostitute, harlot, whore. You know what I'm saying? You know, and actually, might as well, I'm going to get the definition or the etymon. You know, etymon means the origin, and ology means the study of. So the study of the word, right? So it's slut. It says 14th century, a dirty, sloven, or untidy woman, right? It says, to scroll down, it says a slovenly woman. It says an idle woman, slut. It says slut, slaughter, a careless man. It says, but the exact relationship of all these is obscured. It says a kitchen maid, a drudge, you know what I'm saying? And when you read further down, it says a specific modern sense of women who enjoy sex in a degree considered shamefully excessive, you know. So what's a slut? A slut is a whore. What's a whore? A woman that has sex with many men. You know what I'm saying? You know. It says woman of loose character, bold hussy. It says a word of slight contempt to a woman, but sexually active does not seem to figure into his examples. I want to get some of these. It says sloppy, slovenly woman, less often slovenly man. You know what I'm saying? Because a man can have more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? And that can also be proven as well. It says a dirty, untidy, or sloven person. It says slatternly woman, ill-shaped, shambling fellow, slovenly female. You know, a sluttish woman, a slump. It says a dirty, untidy woman, a woman adulterer. You feel me, right? And what's adultery for a woman? A woman that has sex with multiple men. You know what I'm saying? And she has a man already. You know, so we gonna this is just to prove that there's no possible way for a man to be a slut. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. It says, no, not verse 3. Bear with me. This is 1 Kings chapter 11, verse starting at verse 1. It says, "But King Solomon loved many strange women. Strange women means women of the heathens. It says, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, which is so-called Chinese, Ammonites are the so-called Japanese, Edomites are the so-called Caucasians, Zidonians are the real Africans, and the Hittites are also the real Africans underneath the Canaanites. It says, verse 2, it says, of the nations concerning which the Lord Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. And that was the point for a lot of women that has a controversy when it come down to King Solomon. King Solomon, it wasn't a crime, you know what I'm saying, for him to mess with the other women. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was saying that when it comes down to dealing with the other women, they're going to try to sit up here and for dealing with strange women or women of the heathens and stuff, and they got their own gods. You know what I'm saying? They will try to bring forth their philosophy to try to turn the men of Israel to follow their ways. Or if the women of Israel was messing with heathen men and stuff, they would try to change the woman, change the Israelite woman so she could sit up here and follow the ways of idol or non existing gods, right? It says, for surely they would turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. It says, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. And concubines a lesser wife, you know what I'm saying, a wife of the heathens. It says, and his wives turned away his heart, you know what I'm saying, and that's how he got judged, you know. But a man can have more than one woman, you know what I'm saying, you know. It's the fact that a woman can't have more than one man, you know. So I'm gonna go back to the video.
Believe in God?
I don't believe in. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you, ladies.
Of course,
I wish you
yeah.
well. Be careful out here today, all right?
You know, I'm gonna suggest that you kind of word these questions a bit differently.
Why?
They're a bit, you know, I mean, your own definition.
He was actually being straightforward, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't have her own definition. They're at a slut walk, supporting other sluts to be proud to be sluts, you know what I'm saying? And he's asking them, is it all right to be a slut? Is it okay to be the slut? Causing them to think for themselves, is it all right? Is it really okay? You know what I'm saying? And as you could tell, these women are getting offended, you know what I'm saying? But they're the ones doing more to explaining of what a slut is, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much what it is that you can't, when it comes down to the word slut, you can't make it into anything good. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what are these women doing? They're sitting up here. They're at the slut walk at this big rally and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing changing when it comes down to being a slut. You know what I'm saying? I forget. There was one other video with a woman. She had a sign, you know what I'm saying, when it had slut, you know what I'm saying, going down the sheet, and every single word represented something. And I forget what the S stand for. All strong ladies united together, right? But you strong ladies united together and stuff, you come dress provocatives like what is usually described of what a slut would be like, you know what I'm saying, or how to be able to recognize what a slut, you know what I'm saying, and you all are not changing anything, you know what I'm saying, you know, you all are trying to find some type of way where you all can sit up here and be sluts, you know what I'm saying, without the shamefulness of what comes with being a slut, you know what I'm saying. And what comes with being a slut, what's the shame? You having sex with many men, and you all are trying to make that good. You're not changing anything, you know.
Of a slut is kind of like, do you slut shame at all?
Judgmental?
Do you slut shame at all?
Do I slut shame at all? I don't know what that means.
Slut shaming is blaming women or calling them whores, sluts, just making them feel ashamed of like their sexuality.
Well, I know that being a slut.
Making them feel ashamed of their sexuality, right? Calling women whores or sluts. Let's get whore. This is whore, it says prostitute, harlot, fornication, adulteress, there you go. prostitute, again, adulterer, fornicator, commit adultery. This is what a whore is. To like, desire, which in other languages have produced words for lover or friend. It says when you come down here, you know what I'm saying, English, harmonial, whore, it says physical filth. This is what a whore is, what a slut is. Physical filth, slime, also moral corruption, sin. You know what I'm saying? You know? And this is what you women are trying to make positive. But the Lord already told you in Deuteronomy 23 and 17, you know what I'm saying, that it should not be a whore amongst the daughters of Israel, talking about you Israelite women. You know what I'm saying? You know, so if you're going to be spiritually connected to the Lord, you better be on his side, because you're not going to make anything good that he said that was not good. So let's go back to the video.
It's an embarrassing thing. I don't know why a woman would want to lower herself like that to be known as a slut, because men don't want a slut as a wife and the mother of his children.
Do you see the guys here? There are guys here, right?
They look like sluts.
No, but the whole point of this walk is to kind of take that word back and take what it means to what we want it to mean. Being a slut, if you call me a slut, to me that's not a bad connotation, and that's what Ambrose is doing. She's changing that back and taking that word back.
Do you hope to be married one day?
Amber Rose is making you all be okay with being sluts and knowing what the definition is, for you all to be in denial of what a slut and a whore and a bitch and a hoe, to be in denial of what it actually is and be comfortable with that. That's what Amber Rose is teaching y'all.
If it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens.
But men are
And
not going to
also,
marry
but
sluts.
that's what I'm saying. I don't care what you want. I don't care what you want as a man. I'm not trying to be what you want. I'm being what I want to be. If a man wants me, that's fine. If he doesn't, he's not going to be
marry that man then. Like, I can find somebody
I
else.
think you're kind of, yeah.
Would you want your children to see you as a slut? They have a slut mother.
See, talking to you about
You see how she dropped her chin. You know what I'm saying? This is what these women are fighting for. They fighting to be called sluts and have a positive meaning behind it and stuff. But then at the same time, they don't want their children to look at them as sluts or know that they're sluts. Why? Because they know that it's bad. You know what I'm saying? You know. Now, when it come down to your children, if they coming up in the world, how are they supposed to know what a slut is, if it's wrong or bad? You know what I'm saying? But when it come down to these women, you see consciously they understand that it's bad for their children to even recognize them as sluts.
the word slut is kind of different, because your meaning of a slut and your connotation that you have in your head as a slut is not the connotation that I have in my head. So yes, so I want you to think about that and everything I said. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you guys so much, all right? Ask her if she believed in God.
Hallie.
Holly. What's your name?
Alicia.
And yours?
Shayna.
And yours?
Hallie.
Holly, why are you here for the slut walk today?
I'm here to represent all of the sluts and to make sure that nobody goes home and feels like they have to be scared walking home, or that they have to be scared with whatever they're wearing, and just go out and be yourself.
What would a slut have to be afraid of? Nobody really wants a slut.
Well, you know what? Nobody wants a slut, but everyone wants to hurt a slut. You know, everyone wants to harass someone, and I feel like a slut is like a little bit of an easy target.
What's a slut? Define slut.
Well, for me, slutting really just has to do with what I wear and what I go out, and I know that what I wear is going to be stared at or something like that, so I will curate things like that to be.
And we seen when it comes down to the definition, slut doesn't have anything to do with what the clothes that you wear on. It's what It's your moral thoughts of sexual partners. Or if you're having sexual partners, for a woman, if a woman is having more than one sexual partner.
Stared at, but it's for a purpose. It's to show that I'm okay with being myself.
Are you a man or a woman?
I am neither.
You're neither? You're non-gender? Oh, I see. Okay. And why are you...
He quit there because that don't make no sense.
Why are you here at the Slut Walk today?
I'm here to show
See how he's putting emphasis on the word slut, because that's the subject.
my support for the LGBTQ community, to show my support for women, that promiscuity is not a bad thing. When you ask him the meaning of slut, honestly, it's two meanings. It's society saying, oh, well, look at that fucking whore, look at that goddamn adulterer, A on her chest. For us here, for me personally, it's just being proud of my sexuality, being proud of my body, just being who I am.
Are you a slut?
Being proud of a hoe. Being proud to be a hoe.
Yes, I am a slut on her chest. For us here, for me personally, it's just being proud of my sexuality, being proud of my body, just being who I am.
Are you a slut?
Yes, I am a slut.
And do you sleep around with many men?
I have, yes.
And you did that
Many.
and you did that because you are a slut?
I did that because I wanted to.
And are you a slut?
Depends on what you want to define it as.
How
I
do you...
don't think so, because just because
Watch this.
someone else wants to call me something, you can say whatever you want. I'm gonna do what I
How
want.
do you define slut?
I don't. There's too many words I don't define.
So if you're not defining it, why are they trying to take the shame away from it if it doesn't have a
Because
definition?
why does it have to be shameful?
Right.
Because a man wanted to put it on someone? It doesn't have to be.
It's like, why does it have to be shameful to be black? Like taking back nigger, nigga, same thing.
Same thing.
Faggot, bitch.
So you think being black and being a slut is not...
Black, I'm just saying, slut is a good thing, taking back the word, taking back our power.
Men won't marry a slut. He
And
want a
women don't wanna
decent
marry a
wife
slut either.
and a
No.
good mother.
Women don't want to marry a slut either. I think the difference is because a man calls a woman a slut. That's why it's a problem. We can call you a slut too. I'm pretty sure you've slept with a lot more women than I have.
Women should not marry men who are slut.
Man can't be a slut.
So, okay, so there are men here that are for slutting too. It's not just women, so it's men too.
It's wrong when men are sluts as well.
I agree. It's wrong for everyone to be.
See? She said it's wrong for everybody to be, and she's talking about a slut. She just showed that it was wrong in her own morals, that it was wrong to be a slut. And watch her face. She sees that she got caught up.
But
If you know that is wrong, why would you be a slut?
if you feel that, so it's men too.
It's wrong when men are sluts as well.
I agree. It's wrong for everyone to be.
So
But
if you know that is wrong, why would you be a slut?
If you feel that you cannot look past some person and continuing to be in a relationship with, then that's not for you. If I ever have a conversation with someone, they're comfortable with themselves, I'm comfortable with myself. It is what it is. I'm not a slut in their eyes, and they're not a slut in mine.
Do you plan to marry one day and have children?
Maybe if I find the right person, someone who won't judge me and intend to look back at stupid words like slut and take that so serious.
Will you let him know that you're a slut?
We will have a conversation about everything about each other, whether we're friends or in a relationship.
Do you plan to marry one day?
Possibly.
And would you let your boyfriend know that you're a slut before marriage?
I will talk to him about my sexual past because I believe that's
Beating around the bush.
healthy if we're going to have true trust just about his sexual past.
Or would you let him know you're a slut?
That's
Slut?
I'm not gonna say.
Offended. She's offended. But she's had a slut walk to support sluts. And in the beginning, she agreed that she was a slut. But now she's being offended.
No, I'm proud of who I am.
That's not what
Or would you
said.
let him know you're a slut?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you're pressing because we just said
I'm
that.
a slut. I let him know that I've been promiscuous. Sure, yeah, I'll let him know that I'm a slut, that I've been promiscuous. And if he calls me a slut, then he's not my man.
Why is that? If you agreeing that you a slut, you at a rally to support not just yourself, but also other people who wants to be sluts. So why are you offended? And if a man, just imagine this, even if you did have a man, right? And the thing is that he believes on the same same note as you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just like how he's sitting up here saying slut over and over. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the subject, they getting offended, even though they agreed to it, right? Imagine if your man was like, "Hey, baby, bring your slutty ass in here in the kitchen." You know what I'm saying? Or you sitting at the table. You know what I'm saying? The family is okay with stuff or whatever. And it's like, "Hey, slut, can you pass the potatoes and whatnot?" You know, what the woman gonna do? She gonna look at you with a double face. She gonna be like, "Why you had to call me a slut?" You know what I'm saying? But it's like, ain't you okay with it? And women, what are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, I don't know, I don't like how you saying and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, we agreed that you this, that, and the third. I accepted it, you accepted it and stuff. So what's the problem?
That's the whole point. You're digging hard on why are you're okay with the slut, so you're gonna walk. My name is not Alicia Slut Beanie. My name is Alicia. Period. There's nothing extra. If you feel that this female is a slut, then you just step away and you go get you somewhere else. We're trying to make it so that when you say stuff like how you're saying you're gonna let your man know you're a slut, you're a slut too. So what is the problem?
What happened to women? What happened to women that somewhere down the road they decided that they didn't want to be decent, noble people, but they wanted to become sluts? What happened along the way?
Women have never stopped being decent because we continue to bear you men and everyone else out here. Second of all, maybe if men stop trying to have sex with everyone and have one and others, maybe we wouldn't be out here trying to stand up and always put a name out, because you put us down. That's why we feel the need to step back up so
So
hard.
men are letting women down.
That's what I just said.
Very good point. I absolutely agree with that point. Men are letting women down. That's for sure.
Okay.
I totally agree.
He was actually making fun of them. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you should be ashamed of. You should be ashamed of being a hoe or a whore or a slut. You shouldn't try to make that something good, because it's not. So this is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. It says, "A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing." These women drop the ball on themselves and stuff plenty of times. Agreeing that they were sluts, you know what I'm saying? And then trying to support that is a positive reason of calling themselves sluts, and then getting offended once the word slut was being placed on emphasis or emphasized and stuff in front of their face, you know what I'm saying? Based off certain question that was asking that was in a moral sense. It says, so when you go into the word clamorous, it means loud, but this is Proverbs 26 in verse 5. It says, "Answer a fool according to his folly." You know what I'm saying? And what's that word folly? It's the word awalaf. It's the awa, la, and tha, awalaf. And it says from the same as silliness, folly, foolishly. No, foolish. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much answer a fool according to his folly. And that's exactly what that man was doing. You know what I'm saying? He kept bringing out different questions, you know what I'm saying, that pertain to them supporting about being sluts. Was it okay, you know what I'm saying, or did you probably see if something was wrong? If I asked you this question or that question and stuff, would you still be strong on sluts being having a positive impact? It says verse 5 again. It says, "Answer a fool according to his folly or foolishness, lest he be wise in his own conceit." And it says that not, less means that not he be wise in his own conceit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're leaning to their own understanding, but with their own understanding and stuff, they're biting their own tongues. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25, verse 19. It says, "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." You know what I'm saying? And they don't see anything wrong with it, you know what I'm saying, until certain questions are being asked and they still try to defend it to the end because guess what? Women want to be sluts. They want to be whores. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want the title. They don't want the shame that comes with it and stuff. But once again, being at that rally, you got all these women coming together, supporting one another, you know what I'm saying, right? To do the same thing that brought the shame in the first place. They're not changing anything, you know? This is Job 34, verse 3. It says, it says, It says, for the ear trieth words as the mouth tastes meat, you know what I'm saying? And how he was explaining it and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they was listening and stuff. Guess what was happening? They was being offended. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they know that they cannot change that word. They know that it cannot change at all, no matter how they want to put it. You know what they was doing? They was being in denial. That's what they was being in, you know. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6. It says, folly, which we know is foolishness. Folly is set in great dignity. It says, and the rich sit in low place. You know what I'm saying? So folly is set in great dignity and stuff. And you see the slut walk. You know what I'm saying? And there was a video when he was actually talking to Amber Rose. And Amber Rose had to like make the statement that she had her own slut walk because there was plenty other ones. You know what I'm saying? Orchestrated by other people trying to bring out the same reason, you know, and that's foolish, you know, it's stupid, you know, ain't no changing it, you know, they actually making it worse for themselves. And that's what he was doing. He was trying to let them know that you all are doing something very, very silly and stupid. This is Sirach chapter 26, verse 22. It says, now we understood that whore, you know what I'm saying, meant prostitute and harlot. It says a harlot shall be accounted as spittle. You know what I'm saying? You know, spittle, meaning of nothing, of low value. And what she said that men are shaming women or putting down women and stuff. Well, this what you want to categorize yourself. So yes, you are shitty as hell. Like you are at of low value once you put yourself in this category. You know what I'm saying? It says, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband, and that's only if she's virtuous. You know what I'm saying? Of good morals. And where's those good morals going to come from? It's going to come from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You know, and for the fact that they was being so offensive against him when he was just asking the stuff that they was so wise and stuff about being a slut, you know what I'm saying? They was getting offended. It's the same way when it comes down to the men of the Lord. We let you know that, hey, this is not the way that you should live. God don't want you to live this way and stuff. And what do? They hate the men of the Lord. Galatians 4:16, how I become your enemy because I tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, scripture says that their own tongue shall fall upon them. And that's exactly what happened to these women in these videos, man. You know, they found out that there's no other way to make it positive. There's no way to make it positive. Even though they still search, and a lot of them, what they was doing, they was finding out and having said, and then they said something where they like what the girl, she said, I don't think anybody should be sluts. You know what I'm saying? And he caught that and asked again. It's like, well, if you know it's wrong, then why you want to be a slut? This is I think I skipped one. So like it, I'm gonna go back up to Sirach 10 and 26 and in verse 10. Wait, so Sirach or Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha 26 verse 10. It says, if the daughter be shameless, keep her in straightly. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, those was young women. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's women nowadays that's actually younger than that. You know what I'm saying? You know, There's little girls that's like that and stuff and think this is okay because their parents bring them up in this. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straightly, meaning keep her in the crib. And you notice the difference between certain daughters where they really don't come outside or they don't go out with they other friends and stuff like that and stuff. You know, they have a better moral value and stuff than versus the girls who's able to go out, hang out with this and hang out with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then come back in. You actually tell the difference. It says less, meaning that not she abused herself through overmuch liberty. It says verse 11. It says watch over and impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee, because we understand that the woman's a weaker vessel. But just because for you women, just because you the weaker vessel doesn't mean that anything's gonna slide. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it says, verse 12, it says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain and drink of every water near her. It said, drink of every water near her, meaning blowing rod. It says, by every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And the Lord is saying that this is actually a disgrace. You know what I'm saying? And it is very disgraceful. It's very dishonorable to our women. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you do it to your man, and it's just that one man that you're dealing with and stuff. You can do all the nasty stuff that you want to and stuff if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that if you doing it with your man and then you being enticed by another dude at work or somebody you bumped into and stuff, and now you want to deal with him, and then you dealing with the next man and dealing with the next man. You got a man already. You're being a hoe. You know what I'm saying? You being a hoe. You know, you're shaming yourself. You're not bringing anything positive. You know what I'm saying? And you actually messing over your own soul, because it says in Proverbs the 6th chapter, he that committed adultery hateth his own soul. You know what I'm saying? Or destroyeth his own soul. So for you women committing adultery, having sex with many partners, you know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? You're destroying your own soul, and you looking for a positive reason to destroy your own soul. That actually makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude who was saying that he's non-gender and stuff, but he got both male and female clothes on. Those are genders. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes you all seem very, very dim with it. So going back to verse 22, it says, a harlot shall be counted as spittle. It says, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. I'm going to skip to verse 25. It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. And what's a female dog? A bitch. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but bitches over there because they was shameless. They didn't care. Even once it was found out and they saw for themselves clearly in their face, they saw for themselves that being a slut is not actually pretty good. It actually is not good at all. There's no way to change this. You know what I'm saying? And they still stood by and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. She's a bitch. It says, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And a shamefaced woman, is someone who's not going to turn from is going to recognize that something that's wicked and stuff. It's not going to turn into it and stuff. It's still going to fear the Lord, because she knows that she can actually get herself destroyed if she goes into doing something wicked. So I'm going to hurry it up. This is Psalms 82, verse 2. It says, how long will ye judge unjustly? And that's what those women was doing. You know what I'm saying? It says, and accept the persons of the wicked. It's a lie, and they were accepting the people of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? What was one of the arguments when it came down to one of the ladies? One of her arguments was the fact that men were able to have sex with any woman that they please with, or whatever woman that they see, and as long as she's single, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, in that 1 Kings 11, 1 through 3 and stuff, King Solomon had many wives, and there was nothing wrong with that. King David had many wives. You know what I'm saying? Samuel's father had two wives, you know what I'm saying, and it was nothing wrong with it. And they was both Israelite women, you know what I'm saying? when it came down to Jacob, Jacob had 2 wives, and they happened to be sisters. You know what I'm saying? And then he also had their handmaids because they was fighting against each other. You know what I'm saying? So he had not just Leah and Sarah, but he also had their handmaids that was also given on to him. So he had multiple women. And it was no problem there. And they felt jealous. They wanted the same, you know, you know, they wanted the same. So verse 3, it says, defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy. And that's what the men of the Lord are doing. You know what I'm saying? We're giving you back good morals, you know what I'm saying, versus the bad morals that you was taught and your ancestors and before, you know what I'm saying, that grew up underneath the immoral ruler, which is Esau Edom. It says, verse 4, it says, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And the men of the Lord are being brought up just to show our people that's been lost all this time the right way, and actually to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which Esau Edom does not want you all to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the only way for him to prevail and win against you all. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5, it says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. And those women were walking in darkness. That man that was there, he's walking in darkness. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says that though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you know what I'm saying, or the shadow of the valley of death, you know what I'm saying, I would fear no evil. That's only if you're trying to walk right, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of our people, 2/3 of Israel and stuff, they're never going to walk right. And they're part of that darkness, you know what I'm saying, that's going to come against the light. And what's that light? The men of the Lord, both men and women and even children, you know? So, that's pretty much what it was, and scripture says, let your yeas be yeas and your nays be nays. And you see how they was beating around the bush on a lot of things instead of just saying yes or no, you know what I'm saying, because they knew they would have justified themselves that being a slut was wrong. I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua HaRachakadash, the one honors to apostles of great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we ought to be. Shalom wa Bob Paul.